Good morning, friends. I welcome you to the next session of your Induction Ignite 2021. I am Professor Arpit Trivedi, your event host and moderator. Let me take you through the process of how we will conduct the webinar today. Our guest will address the batch for 75 minutes. First 60 minutes will be knowledge sharing and last 15 minutes will be question and answers. Students are encouraged to put their relevant to the topic questions in the chat box. Now, I would take this opportunity to introduce our next speaker of the day, Mr. Pratik Marwa. Sir is currently working as co-founder at NetPuppies and IIEBM. NetPuppies is mobile-based application for entrepreneurs to create web stores along with various features of accounting, finance, and do-it-yourself digital marketing programs. So second venture, iAugmenter, is artificial intelligence-based mobile learning app used worldwide for skill development. Sir has rich experience in the domain of sales management, network marketing, and product management. Sir is alumnus of prestigious Delhi University. Now, I would request Sir to take over.
Sir, thank you so much for the illustrious introduction. I am not very much used to this, specifically when I'm hosting or talking to people online. But okay, so here it goes. I have been asked by the management of the college to give a guest lecture on a specific topic that has been shared. What the new age digital marketing is about, how are the small businesses adopting the new age technology of digital marketing as well as promotions for their businesses. So before I move towards this specific topic and whatnot, I have in store for me the next 45 to 60 minutes wherever I'll be speaking. I have a lot of things packed for you guys, and I belong from the northern part of India, so sometimes Hindi bhi nikal aayegi. So probably you guys will have to give me that kind of a leeway when it comes to speaking from the heart. So the concept is what I have learned throughout my career is that your words and what you want to speak to the other person should go through really well. Languages doesn't matter that much.
Absolutely, sir. We will be very keen, very open to all the languages of this integrated country we are from.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir. So, okay. So I'll give you who I am, my brief introduction after the illustrious one that I received from sir. So my name is Pratik Marwa. I was born to a Punjabi family in the northern part of India in a town which is now called Prayagraj, which was earlier Allahabad. And in those times, I'm not very old, by the way. So in those times, as I can say, when I was getting schooled here in Allahabad, my basic priority in life when I wanted to start my career was that I just want to enjoy and I want people to actually look up to me, and I should be one of the favorites. I should be one of the popular people in the class, in the school, or whatsoever. I became a captain of the school as well. But during that period of time when I was in school, my main motivation to become something was that I wanted to become a TV presenter so that everybody knows me. I wanted to be famous, pretty honestly. So when I was in school, I did not know how to get into a college, what new things can come up, what new careers can be. So people like you or students like you have that great advantage of having Google. You can just Google it up and you get to know which college, which school, and now you've joined a prestigious college right now after knowing what the goods and bads of this institution are. We didn't have that much of, as you can say, leeway or that kind of luxury, as you can say. I remember I used to only have a competition success review as the magazine which used to tell us which school and which college and which universities are great in India, and let alone newspapers. So why am I telling you all this? I have this 5 to 7 minutes of time which I want to spend on my introduction, because I was also a student like you during those days. It's like 15 years, 16 years back when I did my college. And I I went through a lot of issues while coming to a college, joining a college, and then after that, in that period, which I really wanted to share with you. So, like I said, when I applied, when I wanted to apply for a news presenter role, there was a course called Bachelor's in Journalism and Mass Communication. There weren't many private colleges in that time, so I applied in Delhi University. Just went there. I thought that okay, this is the only college here. Again, that was a mistake, and I didn't study enough. I didn't do enough, and I failed. I didn't qualify for the examination. There were only 120 seats that time. And then I realized that I should have actually prepared myself more for something that is coming at me in due course of time. So that was one of the basic learnings that I had. And because of that, I had to drop my career, drop my ambition of becoming a TV presenter. Even till today, I think when I see somebody like a Rahul Kaval or a Rajdeep Sardesai coming on TV, I say, okay, I could have been there once. But I did not actually take those pains to understand that career, to actually live through it, and apply my brains to actually get to that position. So I lost out in the first event itself. In the first innings, I was clean bowled. So then I realized that okay, this is not the end. I wanted to do something on my own in life. Again, I wanted to become popular and become something big. So then I used to hear lots and lots of stories of entrepreneurs becoming bigger, and I heard lots and lots of stories of people in the US, young people becoming entrepreneurs. So then I decided, and even after seeing my family condition, I decided that I will not take any penny from my parents. I will do something on my own. So for the next 3 to 4 years, while I was graduating from University of Delhi, I decided to pursue my career. I wanted to make my own living. And from there onwards, I started with a career on network marketing, selling educational packages online and offline to students who wanted to learn more about computers. I'm talking about 2006 and 2007, where MS Excel and Microsoft Word learning, if you wanted to go to an institute, you used to pay 5 to 10,000 rupees. So I used to create that kind of an atmosphere. I used to sell those packages, and believe me, I used to sell it to doctors and CAs who were twice my age. So I was sitting at the age of 18 and 19, and I was making money. I didn't take any money from my parents. I did my graduation in parallel, and I was speaking in forums, and I was speaking to a lot of student fraternity, a lot of teachers, people who wanted to make money separately. So that was one of my careers. Then just after graduation, I decided, okay, that's enough. I need to do some MBA, and I need to grow in life, and I have to get a career going. Then suddenly I decided, and then a lot of people that I met. So okay, I've been trying to tell you a lot of things, but one really important factor is that I have learned a lot in my career because of the exposure that I have got. I have met a lot of people who have been successful in life, or who have done something in life, and have taken their feedback and advice in and going through my career. So somebody suggested that I should take on a job to understand what a corporate career looks like, because I had those dreams that I wanted to make a big company out of, and I wanted to have a startup, but I had not at all a single experience. So for this, a lot of people told me that you should take an experience by joining a startup, but you should take an experience by joining a company and understand how this works. And then my entire career shifted to a company, which was a startup. I was the 12th employee of that organization, very new. I had just joined from Allahabad, and starting from a career of a very small position as an associate in the company, I went on to become a regional lead of that organization. I was handling 4 states after 2 years. I was heading the sales and marketing department of that organization. And that company grew from 12 to 150, and I had a lot of recognition. I had seen a lot of things in life, just because I wanted to pursue my career and I wanted to pursue my goals. So moving in life, what I have seen, as I told you, I have 3 specific instances. In school, I couldn't join becoming a TV presenter just because I didn't actually put that effort into it. But when I joined a corporate career, I put my heart and soul into that organization, and I rose to the top. And because of this, I got more and more opportunities moving in life. So just after this corporate stint, after 3 to 4 years of spending life in the corporate, I understood, okay, now I can do this something on my own. So then came the opportunity of iAugmenter, which was a startup that I started with two other friends of mine. And in those, I spent 5 years building that startup, going to countries like Egypt, Dubai, Middle East, South Africa, North Africa, these countries which I had not even thought of going. We used to sell these applications to corporates for their training programs. I was the youngest in all of the entire team, and when I met all these guys who had done great things in their career, it was such a learning experience for me. So as a startup founder in iAugmenter, I was looking after the business and the alliances division in the company, while the other founders were looking at the technology as well as the learning function. So we all of us created a small team. We raised a lot of funds as capital infusion from various investors who had the trust on us that this product is going to really become big. We did $1 million in terms of revenue in the first 3 years itself. And after doing this, after 5 years of doing this entire edtech space, I recently sold my startup, sold my stake in the company, and then now I have ventured into a company called NetPuppies. So with iAugmenter itself, after spending so much time and understanding what the world is looking for in terms of the edtech space, I moved on to the next domain, which is digital marketing, because that's something that is growing really well. And NetPuppies became one of those instruments where we've recently started with my wife in the last 6 months or so, and we are trying to develop this into a world-class organization as a startup going forward. So talking about NetPuppies per se, we have had a lot of setbacks, and we have had a lot of problem statements because of the COVID pandemic and so on and so forth. But I have that faith that we'll do something really big in life moving forward. And somewhat success that I have earned from iAugmenter, from the other previous careers, from my job career that I have had, I think we'll try to do something really big as we move forward. However, because I have seen so much in life in the 33 years journey, which is I still see a very small amount of time, I have been keen to watch various videos and various people talking about success, talking about motivation in life, because at most of the time, the motivation that you face while actually doing your work diminishes as you move forward. It is just like when you move forward, koi bhi cheez aage badhti hai, to a lot of friction comes into your play. Sometimes your work is not happening well, the day is going really bad, your family is not doing good, so your entire energy gets decimated into various other different things, which keeps your motivation down. So I make sure that I watch a lot of things which keeps me motivated in life. One of those videos which I recently watched, I would want you to share, because while doing my startup journey, my journey became from like a hockey stick growth, and then came down and then came up. It has been a big roller coaster ride for me in each of these situations. So to move forward, I would want to show you a video that I have recently seen, and it inspires me to become something or to do something big in life. It's just a 3-minute video, a YouTube video, which most of you guys can actually see. I'm just sharing that video here.
Your mind has to be stronger than your feelings.
Okay.
Think about Every poor decision you've made
So why
in your
am I
life.
sharing this video is I
There was
really
more
want
emotion
people to
that was
control
in
their
your mind
mind.
has to be strong than there was mine. Every single one of them. Your feelings keep you in bed. Your mind tells you, get up.
Do you feel like getting up? No. Do you feel like making that cold call? No, you don't. Do you feel like doing that third set of reps? No, you don't.
If you can't control your own brain and your brain controls you, you're fucked. You got to tell your brain where you want to go and how you want to go and how you want to get there.
See, it's easy to be on the bottom. It doesn't take any effort to be a loser. It doesn't take any motivation, any drive in order to stay down there on a low level. But it calls on everything in you, ladies and gentlemen. You have to harness your will to say, I'm going to challenge myself. Sometimes I have to pull myself out of bed and say, come on, Les. Things I know I should do, I don't do. Things I shouldn't do, I do. I found that the biggest enemy you have to deal with is yourself.
If you do what is easy, your life will be hard. But if you do what is hard, your life will be easy.
Too much is given, much is required, but don't worry about it. Because if you do what's required, you're going to get the reward that comes with it.
Tired don't mean nothing. Tired is only in the mind. Tell yourself you're tired, you're going to be tired. I don't get tired.
Get control of yourself, get control of your emotions, and figure out how to move forward. I don't care how small it is. I don't care how minuscule the movement is, but make movement. Move forward and do that every single day, no matter what.
You've got to focus on the result. You've got to focus on what it is you are gaining, not what you are giving up.
You're talking about will now. You're not talking about how strong you are. You're not talking about how tall you are, how fit you are. You're talking about will. It is a mentality. It has everything to do with what time you wake up. It has everything to do with how you eat. It has everything to do with how you work out, how you prepare. It has every single thing to do with how you think. And when you want it as bad as you want to breathe says, I'm willing to make any sacrifice. I'm willing to go through any pain. I'm willing to go through any suffering. I'm willing to go through whatever it takes. So when I get in there, that I guarantee you at the end of it, I won't be the one that surrendered.
Whenever I face anything that's challenging, whenever anything sucks, I like it. It's going to make me tougher. It's going to give me a good story to tell. It's going to toughen my mind. You know what military training is? You know how they form a bond in military groups? They make you do stuff that sucks. That's what they do. What's boot camp? It's a suck fest. When something sucks, good. It's going to make me tougher, and it's going to make us stronger. So bring it.
While I was talking, I was not that excited or passionate the way this guy was talking about life and what decisions that you need to take. So I have had my share of feelings with you guys on what did I do in life, what I have, what my career is about. I still would say that I'm not that successful enough. I'm just a startup entrepreneur who spent a lot of time talking to people, traveling across the world, understanding what businesses are like, and I have made each and every day count of my life. I have not wasted a day. I have not spent a day where I have not learned a new thing in life. So students like you guys who have just joined college, who are looking to create a career, I'm sure most of you guys are coming from a small town or a small family or small fraternity, anywhere across the India or world, wherever you belong from. I am sure that you have dreams. I am sure that you want to become something in life. I am sure that you want your family to know you as an example, so that they can tell them कि okay, ये देखो मेरा बेटा है जो जिसने ये कर दिया. Every student aims to be that way. I'm not only talking about a student, I'm talking about every person in the family. They want to be shown the way that they are an example for the others. So if you want to create an example for you, you have to decide whether you will have to take a corporate career, whether you have to take an entrepreneurship. The college that you're going to study right now in, they're going to give you the entire facilities. They are going to give you an option to actually better yourself in your career. Pretty simple. So if you're joining this institute, if you are looking to create a career out of this institute, now is the time to actually get serious about life. Now is the time to get serious about knowing new things in life. Your professors, your teachers, your management, all of them will be behind you. And I'm sure, because they would also want you to succeed. At the end of the day, if the college sees a lot of students to succeed, it's good for the college itself. They are here for the same thing. They want to make elaborate leaders so that they can be proud of. Institutes like Stanford or Harvard, why are they so famous? Because they've created stalwarts. They've created people who have made a difference in this world. So now's the time for you guys to actually do something different. I am here as a startup founder to give you two options. One is start a career in a job, which I am sure this college will have immense options for you guys. Once you finish your career in MBA or after 2 years, once you are done, you will have a lot of organizations coming to place you, to give you a lot of jobs or job offers, which I'm sure would be really, really nice. But to move forward with this, you have a decision to make. Do you want to create a job or do you want to go for a job? In this case scenario, a lot of people will tell you, you would need to become an entrepreneur because that's the in thing in life right now. But I must tell you, there is a huge, huge difference between starting up from the scratch from college and doing something and then understanding and then starting. So there are two ways. One, you start off as an entrepreneur because everybody is doing it in FOMO, fear of missing out, as we say, or else you want to sit back, understand what is happening around the world in entrepreneurship, seek lo, kar lo, samajh lo, और उसके बाद move into the domain of entrepreneurship, because that's not very easy. As an entrepreneur, I'm talking about, I have had 3 failed startups before. मैंने नाम तो 2 ही के लिए, जिसकी somewhere I got the funding from, where I made a lot of money from, I sold my stake from. But I didn't talk about the failures right now that I started off with, and I didn't have money to actually move forward with that direction because I did not have that experience to actually understand how a business works. I did not have experience about finance. I did not have experience about talking to people, how a company looks like, what does a funding mean like. I didn't spend that time. What I did was I just went on with the flow, which was actually not very good for me in the growth of my life. Which I understood after having a lot of failures. I learned from my failures. But instead, you guys have an option to learn from the people who actually are teaching these things in a career spanning where you have just started. You can actually learn and then लोगों की mistakes से आप सीख करके आगे बढ़ सकते हो. So moving forward, as in my career, what I wanted to say was I started from a small town, did some failures, understood what the business is like, did a corporate career for 5 to 10 years, then started my company, made something big out of it, and then I'm moving on to a new venture. So my career has been, what you can learn from myself is that I have had most of my failures and I've learned from my failures, but because of the fact that I did not have any option to do that. Now the world has changed. You have so many options in life. You can actually first learn and go forward with it, like I said 2 minutes back. So in the next phase of my life, where I start up a new company called Net Puppies, I spent a lot of time understanding the business, understanding the competition, understanding what the company would like, understanding the needs of the customers that they could take, and understanding the entire business of digital marketing. So as you know, the world has shifted towards digital, specifically because of the pandemic. It has actually exponentially grown because people could not talk to each other, could not have physical interactions with each other, no longer hugs, no longer handshakes or discussions or physical meetings with people. Now things have become typically digital, like I'm talking to you. It is a little difficult because had an audience been sitting in front of me, it would have been a great interaction time. But moving forward, in terms of digital marketing and digital new age technology, as you have seen, I would want to show you a video of my friend, a very dear friend who runs an organization which actually understands digital marketing really well. And he will give you an insight on exactly what and new things are, what facts are about digital and what careers can you be pursuing in life. Then I will tell you about my organization and how it works. So I am sharing a new video for you guys. This guy runs an organization. This guy runs a proper an institute, and I would want to show you what this guy tells about digital marketing. And this is a 10-minute video for all of you guys to see what is digital marketing and the scope of digital marketing about. So I would want you to spend time and understand what exactly this means. So his name is Karan. I'm sure I am giving a guest lecture, but I would want his lecture to be on your mind. So his name is Karan. Please understand what this guy says about.
1/3 of our population. Hi, my name is Karan Shah, and I'm the CEO and founder at IIDE, the Indian Institute of Digital Education. In this YouTube video, I'm going to be covering a topic that is scope of digital marketing in India. Now, before I actually go ahead and tell you the scope of digital marketing, let me quickly give you some statistics to start with. I got this stat from a website called IndianBrandEquityForum.com, which said that in 2016, we were 40 crore online Indians from a total population of roughly 125 crores. 1/3 of our population was online in 2016. And this website said that by 2021, we will be 82 crore online Indians. In 4 years, from 2016 to roughly 2021, 4 to 5 years, we will be 82 crore online Indians, which is 2 times 40 crores, roughly 82 crore online Indians. Now, this entire transition of shifting from 40 crore online users in India to 82 crore online users in India is because of 3 major things, which is going to add to the scope of digital marketing in India. Number 1, and before I tell you number 1, I just want to ask you a simple question, and maybe you can put the answer of that in comments. What was the price of internet data? If you went to Airtel, Vodafone, Idea, any of these internet service providers, in 2016, what was the price of 1 GB of internet data? Well, the price of 1 GB of internet data in 2016, before Jio came out, was roughly 250 rupees for 1 GB for an entire month. Indians used to spend 250 rupees 1 GB entire month. If somebody would even go and ask somebody else, hey bro, give me hotspot now, they would be like, no way, because 250 bucks for 1 GB a month. And then in 2016, Mr. Mukesh Ambani came to India with the launch of Jio. And with Jio, he slashed the prices of internet data in India. The new prices of internet data in 2016 became 250 rupees per month for 1 GB of data per day. So we moved from 1 GB of data per month in 250 rupees to we moved to 1 GB of data per day in the same 250 rupees. If you just do a calculation of it, that's like an Indian spending 10 rupees a day and is getting access to 1 GB of internet per day. Fun fact, we are now the world's cheapest country when it comes to internet data. That's point number 1. Point number 2 is fun fact again. We are the world's second cheapest country when it comes to price of smartphone. You can buy a fully functional smartphone in India in under $100 or in under 5,000 rupees. A smartphone which has Facebook, Instagram, Google, WhatsApp, everything that you want, but in under 5,000 rupees. So India is the second cheapest country when it comes to selling price of smartphones. And point number 3, our current Prime Minister of India, Mr. Narendra Modi, is always talking about digital India. And because of these 3 major reasons, I think that India is no more going to be India. India is now definitely digital India. You know, everybody is now online on their smartphones using internet wherever in this country they are. City, town, village, everywhere, internet is getting spread. Now, I was reading this very important statistic on this website called News 18. and I came across a stat where it said that Indian youth spend 6 hours on a day on average on the internet every day. Now that's a lot. They're spending 6 hours a day on the average every day. And when I read that article a little further, it said that during COVID, digital consumption of every Indian youth went up from 6 hours a day to 12 hours a day. Digital consumption means TV, tablet, phone, laptop, all put together 12 hours a day. So I think that today all Indian users, I'm just giving an example, but today I think that all Indian youth users look a lot like this before they sleep at night, right? I think most of you watching this video will also agree that the Indian youth before they sleep at night look a lot like this. What I'm trying to say is that now, if I want to communicate to this user in this photo, then I know that the only way to communicate to this user today is via this smartphone. And that, my friends, is the scope of digital marketing in India. We're going to be 100 crore online users by 2025. Every Indian is going to look like this at night before they sleep, and which means that if you want to promote your brand or you want to promote your product to this person, the only way to communicate to this person is going to be via the smartphone, and that, my friends, is the scope of digital marketing in India. I want to give one more example. Recently in the lockdown, I was driving from Mumbai to Pune. When I was driving from Mumbai to Pune, there are hoardings on the road with lots of billboards on the road. Not a single billboard had an ad on it. You know why? Because all companies have realized very few people are driving, and even if they are driving, the person sitting in the car at the back is on their phone. No one is looking outside anymore. All marketing is going to be absolutely online. So what this basically means for all business owners have recognized that if I want to get in touch with my customer, it has to be online. So first things first, due to COVID, my question to you right now is that do you think that every business wants to go online? I absolutely think that every business in the world wants to go online because there is no other option these days. Even my 55-year-old plus parents today are not going to any offline store to shop anything because of the fear of corona. Which is why they are saying, hey, why don't you order this food on Swiggy? Why don't you order this, medicine on netmed.com? Everybody is now shopping online, especially due to the fear of corona. And that is just adding on and on and on and on to the scope of digital marketing. Every business wants to go online. Business owners who are above the age of 40 and 50 don't know how to take their business online because they are not as tech savvy, which means they need to go and hire digital marketers. So what I'm trying to tell via this video is that the demand for digital marketers is now this big because every business has recognized they need to go online and every business has recognized that they need to hire a digital marketer. So the requirement for digital marketers has become this big, whereas the supply of digital marketers is this small because either people don't know digital marketing, more than 2/3 of our population is not tech savvy, so cannot click on the right buttons and do not understand the nitty-gritties of digital. And because of that, this creates an absolute situation of economics where the demand for digital marketers is this high because every business wants to go online, and the supply of digital marketers is this small because not everybody knows how to do it or they're not as tech savvy. Now, if you understand economics, when the demand of a product is high and the supply of that product is very low, what happens to price of product? Very simple. Price of product absolutely increases, and that is where India is right now. Everybody wants to hire a digital marketer, not enough digital marketers. So if you know your digital marketing well, people are willing to pay you a lot. But what do I mean that if you know your digital marketing well? Well, digital marketing is a huge place. The scope is huge. You can either be a social media marketer, a SEO specialist, an email marketing specialist, a marketing automation specialist. And if you are a specialist at any of these different components in digital marketing, you are in absolute demand. Well, if you want to know which areas in digital marketing you can become a specialist at, I have made a specific video which is on YouTube for the best 6 digital marketing skills. If you watch this video, you will know exactly which area of digital marketing you can specialize in. Now, once you figured which area in digital marketing you want to specialize in, you can take that skill set of yours and you can either apply it in a job and you can get a very high paying job. I've also made another video which absolutely in detail tells you what are the job salaries in India for digital marketing from freshers to a very high level. So you can even watch that video which tells you what are the salary scales in digital marketing. If you have the same skill sets apart from a job, you can also be a freelancer where you can be sitting at home with your laptop, internet connection, and you can be doing digital marketing for a client sitting in Delhi when you are sitting in Mumbai from home. And the best part is this client does not even need to be Indian. You could also have an international client who's paying you in US dollars or who's paying you in pounds and you are actually making the money in Indian rupees. So if you have the right skills in digital marketing, you can either apply for a really high paying job or you can sit at home like a freelancer and still earn money as a secondary source of income or a primary source of income. The scope of digital marketing in India is already huge and it's only going to become bigger and bigger and bigger because 5G is going to come to India, phones are going to get cheaper, we're going to be 100 crore online population, and because of this, the scope of digital marketing is going to be huge in the future of India. If you think that the scope of digital marketing is going to become huge, I would love it if you could go to comments and tell me yes, it's going to become huge or no or whatever it is. But do reply in comments and tell me what you think.
I wanted to say a lot, but this guy helped me out regarding digital marketing. I showed that video specifically for a reason because I am venturing into this space of digital marketing. The name Net Puppies per se actually means that we felt that every user in the internet is like a puppy. And he doesn't know or he wants to know a lot. He's very curious. And just like Karan had said that if you see around 6 hours a day, people are spending on their phones because they want to either shop, they want to entertain, they want information, they want news, etc., etc. So if there is so much to be there, if there are so many people who are on the internet doing so many things, why not directly target them? It's easier and it's actually easier to communicate with them because they are on that platform. And second, because most of the world is moving towards that segment. So you have so many opportunities to do so. So regarding Net Puppies, what we actually do, ये हमारा धंधा है और मुझे बताने में बड़ा मजा आएगा. Basically, as a company, as a startup, what we have done is we've tried to create a mobile application where we're providing 3 different features. The first feature is that any user, any business owner, any student, any class teacher, anybody in the world who is doing any kind of business, he wants to sell anything, the user has an option to go onto the application, create his own profile, and by creating his own profile, we create an e-commerce website of that individual within the 30 seconds. If you want to create an XYZ store of t-shirts, you want to sell t-shirts where you get it outsourced from somebody else, put it on your store, add your products, and your website gets created. Within that website, you can share those websites with your customers, your friends, your relatives, so on and so forth. And whenever they buy, you make money. So on Net Puppies platform, there is an app on Android Play Store wherein you download the application, create your entire, we ask you certain details, your website is up, no problems at all. That's feature number 1, where you build your online store. Feature number 2, once you have built your store online, how would you make other people know about your store? मैंने आज अपना स्टोर बना तो लिया, मेरी .com वेबसाइट है, like Karan was talking about promoting your businesses online, digitally, people are doing certain kind of shopping or whatever they are spending time on the internet. You could utilize that time by communicating with these users and selling them what you are selling. It could be any kind of a product or a service. So what we have done is we have tried to get digital marketing to the masses. You don't need to you're not required to hire expensive digital marketing experts like Karan was talking about. All you need to do is, when you log into our platform on the website, you need to have a budget of yours. It could be a budget of 1,000 rupees, 2,000 rupees, 10,000, anything that you mind. For marketing, the budget is endless. And within those 2,000 rupees, you select which platform on digital where you want to publish or your ad on. So it could be a YouTube, it could be Facebook, it could be Google, it could be anywhere. You just define a budget, you define your target audience, which is based on their age, their gender, their economic profile, and then basis your budget, you yourself will create an ad on these platforms, which will direct those customers to the website that you have created on NetPuppy's app. Simple. So doing digital marketing on your own, digital marketing tools that we provide you on your own is something that we create on NetPuppy's. That is our differentiator. So that is the feature number 2. Talking about feature number 3, the feature number 3 is on its way. We are still building on it, but this is something that is really close to my heart. As I said earlier, I come from a very small town, which is Allahabad. I didn't see too many opportunities there. If you are a business owner and you want to grow in life, you might be needing a lot of money to do that, a lot of capital infusion to do that. But if you are a young entrepreneur or somebody who doesn't have too much of a financial background, how do you raise capital? How do you raise money? So herein a feature called Cashable kicks in. This is something that we are running in a testing phase, but this would be live within the next 3 to 6 months on the app. And the feature that I like to talk about is pretty simple. Let's say if I have a store on the app, if I am selling it to my customers, I need more money to procure more items. I don't have those items or something that I want to run my business for. What I will do is what NetPuppy's does is that whatever items that you want to buy from your manufacturer or distributor or so on and so forth, we do bill discounting mechanism, and we call this feature as Cashable. You create a bill, get a bill from the party that you are purchasing or procuring items to sell for, and we will finance it for you with the help of various non-banking financial institutions. So the process is called bill discounting. So let's say if you create an invoice or get an invoice from a distributor or a manufacturer, we help it finance you, and you have the option to sell those products and then pay it back to the financer. So basically, these are the 3 things. We are creating an online store. We are making you help promote the business. And the third part is we are helping you raise capital for the business so that you can grow more in life. So that is basically a concept that we are working on. Now, the thing is, I am starting to get a lot of chats here on the platform here, but I will start answering those.
In fact, there are a couple of questions in the group as well, but we will not break the flow. The moment you're ready for the questions, I'll pose these questions to you.
Yes. So once I'm just finishing up with what we are trying to do. So basically, NetPuppy's as a platform, I would request and comment. I would suggest you guys to, if you want to become an entrepreneur, you want to do something on your own, a side business or whatever, you can download this application. You want to sell anything online to your customers, to your friends, to your relatives, you can do this business. And while doing this, you can learn nuances of digital marketing and digital businesses and new age businesses, whatever is happening across the globe. So when I moved from my entire career of EdTech for past 10 years, now I'm moving towards a FinTech / EdTech business. This is something that I pursued after going through a lot of things in life, learning a lot of things in life from various other people. That is what I said right now. So as an entrepreneur, my journey in this entire, the 33 years of my life that I've spent, the major learning has come from talking and learning from new people. And if you are in a college, I am sure you will have various other people to help you out. So that's about my thing, my journey, my business, my life. So I would be really interested in answering any questions which come across from the students fraternity. They want to know about digital marketing, their jobs, how things are working on. And also, pretty honestly, I am also hiring interns. If at all they are interested, working from home, from their college, wherever, they can send us their resume at all, and we will try to have an engagement with you guys. So over to sir if they want to start asking questions.
Sir, my first question to you is, this is from the first part of your session when we began. A student of mine has asked, sir, how selling has changed when you started initially to the present day?
So selling has changed a lot. I'll give you, there are 2-3 reasons why I would say, and everybody understands this. 10-15 years back when I started my career, there weren't many opportunities as well as competition to sell, competitions to actually, I'll just reframe it. There wasn't much competition in business on whatever you were selling 15 years back. But now there is a cutthroat competition, not only from one side of the business, but from many other platforms as well. So let's say, for an example, if I was selling an internet package, I'm talking about my own self. 15 years back, I was selling a package of Microsoft Word, Excel, Microsoft Office to be precise, with certain languages at 7,000 rupees. So 7,000 or 10,000 rupees 15 years back for a 1-month course program. But as that time, there weren't many institutes, there weren't many options for the user to go through. And now for any user, there are multiple options to choose from. So hence, the number one reason how the selling has changed is competition. Number two, when you sell anything today, people want value, where people want long-term value of the product. And products today, generally, if they do not have a value to be given to the user of that product, then that sale is actually only once. वो एक बार आपसे बेवकूफ बनेगा, दोबारा नहीं आएगा आपके पास कभी भी. So if you don't like me this time, probably next time wherever I'm giving anything or telling anything, you say okay, बकवास करता हूँ फालतू में. So at the end of the day, people want value in return of whatever they are trying to sell, trying to buy. And if you are actually making that customer happy, then probably you are the person in need at all points in time. I'll give you one example. So of customer, as you can, obsession. There is a company called AWS, Amazon. I am just trying to promote that company, not because I'm working there, but just because I've had that experience. Amazon only and only works on customer obsession. If anything a customer needs, anything that a customer wants, they would want to supply. They would want to make the journey of that customer as easy as possible. So now, the more, if you have seen a lot of things in life, whenever people are selling you anything, it could be a product or a service, it has become more of customer experience, customer engagement, customer knowledge. So if the customer is happy while during the point of sale as well, as a relationship with the seller, then things also become really interesting. Just like I was talking about Amazon, they are customer obsessive, so they can do anything to make a customer happy. So during these times, competition, customer obsession, longevity of the product, these three things have really changed, which were not there 10 to 15 years back. I hope sir would also agree to the same thing.
Absolutely, sir. You have put it so beautifully. I think half of my work is done when I start talking to them on digital marketing.
Okay.
Sir, my next question to you is, sir, can you share 3 key learnings from your journey of working in a startup and now developing startups?
Okay. So the biggest learning that I have, and every day I see that I have, so I've learned a proverb, which I desperately want to show you guys a video of this. There is an entrepreneur called Mr. Mark Cuban, if you've heard about him. He is one of the investors on Shark Tank and one of the billionaires in the world. I really admire that guy, and I would definitely want all of you guys to see his videos to understand and learn from him. So while talking in the same video, he said, one should always learn to learn. This is a very important proverb in life that you need to have. So if you talk about my learnings, the biggest learning is that I have decided that I will learn from everybody. It could be a security guard. It could be a CEO of that company. I don't care. But I would want to learn more perspectives out of it. So while I was in a startup, when I joined a startup, I had all my ears open to all the people that I was talking to. I had all the ears open to all the customers that I was talking to understand and learn as much as you can from whomsoever that you are talking about. So that is one of the biggest learnings that I've had. Learning number 2, you always need to spend time to understand the business, to understand your own strengths and weaknesses. Sometimes in today's world, I'm specifically talking about the youth of the country and the people that I have hired. These people are very impatient in life. People want like success just like that. Within 2 months, 3 months, 5 months, mera ye ho jayega, mera wo ho jayega, I'll be that company. You need to plan really well. Nothing. So as a proverb was said, Rome was not built in a day. So you need to have patience and the knowledge to understand that you will have it. Things will take time to progress. So learning number 2, while working in a startup and while creating a startup, there are 2 very important things is that you have to give time. It could be 6 months, it could be 1 year, it could be 2 years, it could be 3 years. You just cannot quit so early. So don't be impatient. Please understand things take their own time. Everything doesn't come just like that. So learning number 2 is take time to understand. Learning number 3, which is very common, everybody would tell you, you just need to have a lot of hard work and dedication into whatever you do. If you are not spending a lot of time and giving your 100% in your work, then nothing can be achieved. I'm telling you that. I'll give you my example pretty honestly. I was a salesperson in the first company that I was as a startup with. I will tell you, I did not have a home in the first 2 years. I did not take I was out of my hometown. I was living in Gurgaon. आज 2 दिन किसी friend के यहाँ रह लिए, 3 दिन किसी और friend के यहाँ रह लिए, because I was always traveling. I always did not want to miss one day of my life because I wanted to achieve my targets. I always used to tell my boss, how do I get to this amount of salary? You tell me, what do I have to achieve? I will do anything that you want. So I remember those days when there was the entire team meeting in the office, and I used to go there and start brushing my teeth and then get ready in the office bathroom and then come to the office directly. While before that I was traveling 24 hours from a bus or a flight or whatever. So what I did not have a home. I used to spend 2 days in somebody else's times, and 2 days somebody else's home. And sometimes I've spent a lot of time in my car sleeping because I wanted to save money. One, I wanted to learn each and everything. I wanted to give 100% effort to my life. So which is the reason why I'll give you my example. I started off with an X amount of compensation. Within the 2 years, because of my hard work, my performance, and my dedication, within the first 2 years, my compensation became 3x because I had actually grown in the last 2 years. So as you can see, the 3 things that I would tell you: understand, learn more from people, have 100% dedication, and third, give time. Things will fall into place. So these are the 3 things that I have learned.
Sir, the next question is typically from what students have understood about net puppies.
Yes.
Sir, it's a very apt question. I mean, yes. And of course, a person like you will be the right to answer. Sir, a student of mine has written from Saharanpur. Mm-hmm. He says, sir, my father has a very small business, and he always feels there is a lot of risk involved when you do something online in terms of getting the right benefit out of it. So, sir, how long does it take to see the results of efforts that one puts in on social media campaigns?
Okay, so
it's typically putting this in a very simple question.
No problem.
It's a fear for small businessmen. A big businessman will have lakhs of rupees to invest or to burn.
Right.
But smaller people will have their limitation. They may not have budgets like 10,000 per day or 5,000 per day. So what should they do? It's a beautiful question, I feel, sir.
Right. So that's what Net Puppies is about, actually. So there are two types of growth, if I'll tell you, in social media. So one is organic and one is paid. So if you have seen a lot of people who have become viral in by creating a video, by creating a post, a story, whatever, song. Ajkal, there is a boy that has sung a great song which has become really viral. So that is called an organic growth. So if you are a small business owner, you do not have too much money. Somebody like us, a Net Puppy is a platform. And I'm not saying Net Puppy is a eureka moment and nobody else is doing it. I can tell you there are 10 other competition to Net Puppies who are doing the similar kind of business. They are creating web stores and so on and so forth. But what we are trying to do is we are trying to solve additional problems of the same business owner, make it a little more better and more enticing. Just like if I would tell you, Elon Musk, I'm an avid follower of Elon Musk, and this guy said, what great that I do. I only make electric cars. There are 100 other companies that make electric cars. The only thing is I make them so good that everybody gets attracted to it. It's far, far better from the other competition. In the same way, Net Puppies has become a platform which wants to become far, far better from most of the other competitors. No doubt they might have more money, and please sync it with your business as well. मेरे पास अभी बहुत ज़्यादा पैसे नहीं हैं. I have not raised $100 million to run this business, but I am sure that I will get through it slowly and steadily, like I did in the last previous startup that I created. So coming back to your question, I am a small business owner. I am at Saharanpur. First of all, the first thing that I will do is I would go online and do whatever business that I am doing, I would register my businesses all the places, because these places will give you leads. It could be IndiaMart, it could be Facebook, it could be Instagram, it could be anywhere. जहाँ पे मुफ्त में आपको ऑप्शन मिल जाता है ऑर्गेनिक ग्रो करने का. People should know you from various platforms so that you get leads for your business, sales for your business. At the end of the day, आपका माल बिकेगा तो आपको profit होगा. So first of all, don't worry about the fact कि इसमें कितना how unsecure or secure it is, but I'm telling you, register yourself in various businesses to create that digital footprint of your business, of your father's business. The more places your business is registered at, the more digital footprint it has. So it has a chance to grow organically. So that is one. If you don't have money, it does not matter. Register yourself at most places. Create something unique which could become viral for your business. If you are doing a t-shirt business, if you are doing a grocery business, anything, create something unique which might attract more customers and create it online. Use Net Puppies as a platform. I'm promoting this free of cost, but I'm telling you, use Net Puppies as a platform. Upload create your own store, create your products. एक बार जाके देखो, you will have an understanding. And when you are registering your business and it is selling, the purpose of security doesn't come too much into play, because right now, when you're creating a store, you are mainly selling your products. Then step 2 is inorganic, without selling much. Register yourself in other marketplaces, something like an Amazon, something like a Flipkart, something like a Snapdeal, wherein you register yourself. This comes with the knowledge of understanding this kind of businesses coming online. So if you are sitting in Saharanpur, I am sure if you just Google it up, there are hundreds of stores in Saharanpur that have registered in various other technology platforms, and they are getting a lot of business, more than what they are getting physically from their shops. So which is why, like I said, you should learn, understand, so you can do that, I'm sure, if you are really interested in growing your business.
Absolutely, sir. That is very well answered, sir. Sir, the next question is on content front. Mm-hmm. One of my students has asked, sir, what type of content on social media really helps you to convert?
Mm-hmm. Convert your business?
Convert in terms of get better leads, or maybe get better business. What kind of content? Because from technology, this question is moved towards the content.
Okay. So we have a lot of content experts with us in the company who create a lot of content for us. We have graphic designers, we have other professional people doing this for us. But there is no competition with something unique. Like I said before this, there is no competition for something which is engaging to the customer. I'll give you an example. There are a lot of instances that have come online with certain businesses or certain people that have created really engaging content. So, for example, there was an ice bucket challenge that happened a few years back. There was a challenge wherein somebody was kicking a bottle of Pepsi to just remove his cap. Right. So these kind of content or engaging content were created so that people get attracted towards that video or an activity or a task. Right. So any content which is, so to sum it up, any content which is engaging to the customer, relevant to the industry. मैं अगर बोतल बेच रहा हूँ पेप्सी की और मैं कहता हूँ कि ढक्कन you can just kick the bottle and you can get the top removed, then I am engaging myself with Pepsi. If you see any content written by anything, any brand, any advertising brand, it has a connect with the audience. So you have to make it a little more engaging / unique to make it viral. That's the only thing that I can suggest.
Sir, the next question is again, students are getting into deeper things.
Yeah, please.
Sir, what should be the social media platform that one should use as a company which can give me success? So the question is like, what should I identify? Should I start with only A or B or C, or what should be it? Because all these students are from Mofussil towns, smaller towns of the country. They have smaller businesses, and they want to support their family.
Right.
That how can we also contribute? And they feel that digital is a medium with which they can. So this question is predominantly which platform is most beneficial for smaller players, smaller businesses?
Okay, so so my answer to this is, first of all, very clearly register yourself in all the social media businesses. Free है, खर्चे नहीं लगते, आपको register करने में कोई problem नहीं होनी चाहिए. So if my advice to anybody going digital, like I said earlier, you need to create as many footprints of your business wherever possible. There is a concept called SEO, search engine optimization. The search engine optimization, the first rule of that business is the more content, relevant content, or the more places this specific word or business has been registered for, that comes on top of searches. That is one. Step two, as you asked, which business, which social media platform should we focus more on? The answer to this is, please understand your target audience first. So let's say I am somebody who is running a business on something which is more relevant to youngsters. So I might more go towards Instagram, Snapchat, or a YouTube more rather than Facebook. But let's face it, people have, the young guys have now moved towards Instagram or Snapchat or other platforms rather than Facebook. Facebook अब हमारे मम्मी पापा और अंकल आंटीज के लिए हो गया है. Reason being है because people have been using it for a longer period of time. So if you want general public to view, irrespective of the age and the audience, you can start with Facebook. But if you are specifically targeting young audience, target Instagram, target Snapchat, target all different mediums which have just cropped up recently, because most of these youngsters are moving away from Facebook towards new platforms. Hence, understand your business target audience, and basis that I would suggest Instagram or Facebook, depending upon your the target audience.
Okay. Sir, the next question is, how has been the startup ecosystem post COVID-19 pandemic that hit India? So, I mean, what is your view on that, sir?
So, okay, I'll give you one good news and one really bad news. The bad news is that now the startups and the startup investors, especially because I have raised money, We raised almost $1 million in my last company. The startup investment space has now changed a lot. It is good and bad in both cases. The bad news is that earlier a startup was getting funded only because of the idea. If the idea was good, idea was mature, irrespective whether the idea was making money or not. So a lot of people started investing earlier on because of FOMO. FOMO is like fear of missing out. If I am an investor, I had hundreds of crores with me. I saw, okay, this is an idea, irrespective whether it is making money or not. I used to give investments in that company. But that company, even after receiving investments, most of them did not make money. They did not actually provide the real value in business. Hence, they actually crashed. And you must have seen, you had heard about hundreds of startups fail even after raising a good amount of capital. And number two, all of these founders were more interested in raising capital rather than building the business. वो कहते थे बस मेरे को investment मिल जाए, मेरी तो life set हो जाएगी. And believe me, that is not the right answer to it. So these are the bad things and good things as well. I would say this is good for the business. But now the game has shifted totally into the new paradigm. A lot of businesses and a lot of people have come into venture capital because two reasons. One, a normal fixed deposit or a normal bond or a mutual fund don't give that much of high yield or return, or people don't want to invest in that category. So there are a lot of new investors coming on board. A lot of new funds are developing which are investing in startups because they understand the success story and the growth part of it as well. But the main point is, if your business is not doing enough, you do not have enough case studies. For example, if I run a business, agar maine 6 mahine ke andar, I have not have at least 5,000 customers or X amount of revenue with certain case studies, good, bad, pros, cons, everything listed, then only my startup will get funded. Otherwise, nobody's looking at you. And a very good thing, like I said, was there is lots and lots of money coming into the ecosystem of startups. So you do not need to worry about whether I will get funded or not. People from India or people from abroad, there are a lot of ecosystems coming on board. I would suggest each of you guys as students to go for a startup school, to go for to search for various startup entrepreneurs and founders where you can get them mentorship from, so that these guys can actually help you if you want to start a business later on. So that's about it.
Sir, my last question to you is, sir, what will be your suggestion to the government to improve the environment of startups in India?
Okay, that's I've had various discussions on these topics. Okay, so with the government part, I think they are trying to do a lot, but currently I still feel there's lots to do regarding. So this I don't know whether people will understand or not, because you guys are quite young. When you start a company, it takes a lot of effort and patience and time to start a company, even till today. It's not that कि एक form पे लिख दिया और आपका business start हो गया. So if you want to start a private limited company, there is a challenge. Number two, if you want to get investments from India and outside, there are certain challenges that we still face regarding taxation issues, which needs to be resolved. These are certain very important issues that the government needs to take care. The third part is, government has created a lot of startup funds. Government has created a lot of schemes for startups. But the problem is that most of these startup founders don't even understand them, or they're not able to reach out to them. I would suggest the government to create more, as you can say, centers or chapters in specific areas and cities where startup founders can actually talk to these people and have their problems solved directly with the schemes the government is following. So right now the government is taking out schemes, but it is not reaching out to the real people. So if you see how many people have actually availed startup funds from the government, you'll see it's less than 10%. I might be wrong with the number, but it is very less. That is what I'm trying to say. So government is doing many things, but as I say, it is not moving towards the ground in reality. All the numbers that you see, कि ये scheme है, ये करते हैं हम. Even till today, I'll give you an example. We were in the COVID time. The government has introduced a scheme. If you are having a banking with you can get 20% of whatever the OD limits or whatever you have. As a startup, we didn't get that option, right? So I'm giving you that, and there are thousands of startups in India who have their bank accounts, and they could have been saved in the pandemic had they been utilizing those funds. So there's still that issue going on. There is still, as you say, miles to go before you sleep. So it's a long way to go.
Sir, with this, I would bring the session to conclusion. It was pleasure that you could share your valuable thoughts with my students.
Thank you.
Speaking to you was sheer pleasure, and I'm sure from your talk, students have received a strong insight on how they should move towards entrepreneurship and what are the emerging technologies that one should need to adopt with and live with in coming times.
Thank you so much. Just to end, I would suggest I am very much open to talking to new students who want to get mentored or want to learn something. I didn't have that opportunity. I don't have any godfather for me or anybody who has helped me grow. At the end of the day, I've just clutched on to new people and said, "Ki sir, aap mujhe help batao, kya kar sakte ho? Aap batao, kya kar sakte hain?" So I have had that issues with me, for which I would never want any young guy who's really passionate about it can reach me out, talk to me. If he has a business plan, I'll be more than happy to fund it if I have the means. Two, if you want any kind of an internship in a digital space or whatever, I am more than hiring. Pretty honestly, we are like so much into it that we want serious good people on board. And the third part is that if you want to learn specific topics, you can send me an email, talk to me. You can reach me out on LinkedIn, Facebook, wherever. My spelling is a little different, so maybe you will find me. I am the only one in either of these cases and on these platforms. So I'll be more than happy to connect with all these students. No problems at all.
Thank you so much, sir. It was wonderful that you are open to talk to students. You are open to mentor my students. We will certainly get in touch with you and we will take this forward. Thank you so much, sir, and all the best for all your future ventures.
Thank you so much. Thank you.